Hi, I'm Johnny from UltimatePaperMache.com, and my blue-footed boobies finally have blue feet. Just got them painted. In fact, I'm a little nervous about picking one up, but I'm going to do it. Getting closer. This project is taking a lot longer than I intended, and this time I thought the painting would go really fast because they're fairly simple. They're just a couple of colors, really, and the sculpting did most of the actual detail painting for me. But we had another storm yesterday right after I got started on them. And then after that storm got all done and I was able to come back out of the basement because it was kind of a, you know, the tornado watch and all that. Then when I got back up, got it started on them again and we had another storm. But we're all done with that now. And I got to finish them this morning. Let me show you how I painted them. Right after I finished the last video, I took these guys down to the basement and sprayed them with some white primer. So now it's all dry. That was almost 2 weeks ago. Been really busy lately cleaning up after the storm, getting the garden done. So now I'm ready though to start painting this guy. The first thing I'm going to do is use a mixture of Mars Black and burnt sienna. And I'm going to cover everything except for the eyes and the feet. This is not necessarily the way you're supposed to. I just happen to want to do it like this as an experiment mostly, just to see what happens. And yes, she's still standing up on her feet. If you haven't watched the video where I showed you how I got her to do that, be sure and watch that. I'll put a link to it down below. You can use this system for any kind of bird. As a matter of fact, someone recently posted a puffin out on my website on the Daily Sculptors page. It was for an elementary school project. And it came out really, really good, and the puffin was just standing up really nice. So make sure that you go and watch that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. This is pretty obvious. I won't make you watch the whole thing. Now I get to see if I can actually get those little spots on their head and neck. I don't have any spots right here. It's just all white. But just about up to there. Now, get rid of some of my paint. Just kind of pull it across the top, kind of sideways. Leaving little black spots in there. I think it's going to work. I filled in the back kind of the same way that I did on the neck, just kind of pulling the white over the bumps. I think that turned out okay. And now I'm going to put on his her second coat, and I decided to make it warm. So I added just a teensiest touch of Naples Yellow. I decided on the warm white just because it looked a little bit more realistic when I held it up to the pictures. And it is reading as white rather than yellow. That's a good thing. I wasn't quite sure that was going to happen. But it is. It's white. I'm not trying to put too much detail in any of this painting. I think you can probably tell. I mixed up a very light gray using the same very dark gray that I used on the base of the wings. So it's black and burnt sienna with a little bit of white. And it doesn't have very much burnt sienna in this particular mix. I added a little extra black just to cool it down a little bit. There's some areas right here at the back towards the eyes that is a lot darker. So I'm going to try really hard to not cover that up. So I was trying to do a dry brush thing so that a lot of that dark color would show through. I think it's working. It's pretty close to at least some of the photographs. It's really hard to really see what color their eyes are. They don't seem to have hardly any color at all. The claws are light gray, so I'm just going to paint those on, just using the same color that I used for the beak. For the base coat on the feet, I'm using Apple Barrel Cool Blue and Full Art True Blue. Different brands. I'm just using what I have in the house. I'm not buying paint for this project. The feet seem to be kind of a dark blue-green base, and then they have a much lighter blue-green over it. So that's what we're going to try to do here. I did find in my stash this cobalt turquoise, and when I add white to it, it comes out really, really close to a blue-footed booby color. So I'm going to just mix up just a little bit more. Trying to decide if I should add some cool blue to it. Maybe just a hair. Another hair. If you were using regular colors, that would be cerulean blue, the cobalt turquoise, and white. So now we need a base because Mr. Booby can't stand up on just one foot. I think I'm going to make some fake rocks with foam and paper mache clay. I've never done it before, but I think it's going to be fun just to experiment. Hopefully it'll look like a rock. And it's kind of making me think of another project I want to do that I have wanted to do for a long time. I'll tell you about that later if I actually get around to doing that. So make sure that you watch for the next video and we'll actually get these guys completely done. And in the meantime, come visit me, ultimatepapermache.com. I'll see you there.